Hi there, it's Heather from Holistic Simplistic, here to share with you another one of my favorite dinner recipes. Quick and easy, healthy, delicious, need I say more. This is a veggie stacker, which is something that I really love doing, especially at the end of the season, really trying to get all our use out of our grills if we have them outside. But of course, I'm an indoor girl living in New York City, so I broke out my indoor grill effect. So we're going to be making this great open face style veggie sandwich, and it's absolutely fantastic and super simple. So I hope you were able to get your grocery list, and if you weren't, please email me and get on the list so you're able to cook right alongside of me. And that's heather@holistiksimplistic.com. And you can also tweet me if you have any questions at HOLSIM Heather. That's Wholesome Heather. So let's get started. We're going to begin by making a marinade, and it's pretty simple, just some basic ingredients. Going to take olive oil and balsamic vinegar, a little more olive oil than balsamic vinegar. So we're going to do about a half a cup of olive oil and then a third a cup of the vinegar. So not usually a measurer, but for today we'll try to keep it on point. So add a little bit of the vinegar. It definitely has a bite, so you don't need as much. Put that in a bowl. And then take a little bit of the olive oil. And then just a hint more than the vinegar. Great. Then adding 2 cloves of garlic. Now, I love to crush my garlic because it's just fast and it really brings out that flavor. So I just toss it in my crusher. If you want to mince it or however you make your garlic, that's an easy option. Grab that in there and just squeeze all that stuff out. Love garlic. Huge flavor boost. Really yummy. Great for the blood. So that's in, and then we're going to add a really great ingredient, and that's fresh mint leaves. Love this super fragrant mint. It's got a lot of uses too that you can actually use outside of this marinade, and we can talk about that later. So just want to grab a little mint and toss it in. I want to kind of rip it up a little bit so it gets all that flavor coming through. So maybe about 3 or 4 leaves, and add that in. Oh, it smells super refreshing. It's a really nice addition to the veggies. Just enough. And then we're just going to stir that around, make sure everything is mixed together. So we'll set that aside. So for this recipe, I said an assortment of vegetables. So it really can be anything you want. It's a great opportunity to clean out the refrigerator. You have a half of a pepper and maybe a little onion. So instead of just grabbing anything specific, I just grabbed, I was able to grab a shish kebab. So instead of, grabbing a whole bunch of everything, this really kind of simplified my grocery bill by just having something that is pre-made if you're able to get that. But otherwise, grab whatever that's convenient. So if you have some zucchinis or something's on sale, go for it. So I have mushrooms, zucchinis, peppers, and onion. So I definitely recommend a pepper. It's nice and it's easily to get flat. So I'm going to take this mushroom and I'm going to slice it down to size so it's a little flatter for our grill. Oh, maybe I'll turn on our grills and start getting it hot. So while you're prepping those veggies, make sure you get your grill all warmed up. And I'm just going to slice this down a little bit so it lays nice and flat for our stacks. We're going to be stacking everything on top of one another. So just want to make sure everything lines up. Cool. Nice and flat. So when you're done prepping your veggies, we're just going to toss them into the marinade and let them, give them a nice coat. Great. Toss in a couple of my mushrooms. Nice. So just kind of stir them around, make sure each of the sides are coated up correctly. And that balsamic vinegar is going to be a really strong flavor, so it doesn't need to sit really. I mean, you can let it sit if you want to really absorb a lot, but it's pretty strong, so it doesn't really need to take a lot of time. So I'm just going to grab these and place them on our tray. Nice onions. Onions are always such a great addition to any sort of meal. It really absorbs a lot of flavor really well. So it works well in these marinades. Grab all these veggies, lay them all out nicely so that they're all kind of flat. And we're going to give them a nice coat. And keep your marinade because we're going to keep using it. We're going to give them a nice coat of salt and pepper. So I have a little mixture of salt and pepper here. I'm just going to splash it on top nicely. Great. A little seasoning. All right, great. So now these are actually ready to go on your grill or whatever you have are using to heat up. You can probably use these in the oven as well. It's just not going to have that great griddle marks, but no big deal. We all get the idea. So I'm going to take these veggies and I'm going to toss them on to our indoor grill. Get them started. We'll close that up. So the veggies are going to take about 5 minutes or so to really kind of soften up and cook through. So it takes just a little bit longer than our other ingredients. We're going to add a little bit of tofu to this dish. Now, that's really a great protein element. It also absorbs into this marinade really great. So we've prepped tofu before, so I'm just going to do a little rehearsal. We have our tofu. It's an extra firm style. I think it's the best for cooking these types of dishes where you're trying to use it in like a sandwich style or something like that. Usually kept in these water compartments to maintain the freshness. I'm just going to break it out of there. And what I do with the tofu is I grab a stack of paper towels and we try to press out all that water. So while it's in here, I'm just going to cut it into nice thin, not thin, maybe about 1/4 of an inch thick of slices. And I'll show you right here. It's just about that thin. It really makes it nice and easy for a sandwich. I'm going to cut about 2 or 3 of these, or if you have more guests, definitely cut as many as you need. One more that's not so flimsy. And then I'm going to take the paper towels on top and just press all that water out of it. Really want to give it a good press, because the more water that comes out, the better it's going to actually cook. So just grab another set of paper towels and really press all that water out of it. You should feel it come through the paper towel to let you know that, if no more is coming out, then you've done a good job. So same style as before, just going to take our tofu and toss it into the marinade that we made before. Going to coat it around, make sure that each side gets a nice coat of the marinade, and the garlic, and the mint. And tofu is really going to suck up this marinade really well. As you can see, it goes from white to brown. So you can tell that all those great ingredients are being absorbed. So again, we'll just take these and put them on the tray. Scoop up some of these mint leaves and add them on top. Perfect. And again, we'll coat them with the salt and pepper mixture to add a little seasoning to them. Good. Great. Let's check on our veggies and see how they're doing. They look fantastic. Really got that nice charred look to them. Looking really nice. Give them a few extra minutes. Just really want to get them nice and soft so that they have like a great texture to them. So one last part that we're going to add to this veggie stacker, I've got some great rustic bread. Want to slice your bread really thin. I'm going to add a little coat of olive oil, and then we're going to throw this on the grill as well. It gives it a nice little open face style to the stacker. Or you can opt out if you're not doing the bread. Definitely have just the vegetables. And we'll add that to the fire if you have room. So let's check on these veggies, see how they're adding up. Looking phenomenal. Nice. I'm going to take some of the softer vegetables off. Zucchinis and onions probably, and mushrooms don't really need to stay on the grill as long. So we can lay these out. I'm going to leave my peppers on there just a hair longer so that they can absorb, soften up just a little bit. And then we're going to add our tofu to the grill. Look at that great char on there. And our mushrooms. Oh, last one. So then we'll add our tofu slices. And these will only take about an extra 2 minutes. And then we'll add our bread that we grabbed the olive oil on and toss that on as well. Seal it down. Perfect. So with the mint, you can always use mint in so many fashions. I love to make a nice mint lemonade with it, make a nice easy lemonade with a little lemon juice, agave. and add a couple of mint leaves really gives it a nice freshness. Or actually, even just having a few sprigs out, if you find that they're turning bad, add them to just hot water and have a nice fresh mint tea. It's really refreshing and great, and it's great for the stomach, especially after a nice meal. So having mint leaves around is such a wonderful herbal refresher, and it's very eye-opening for you. So we've got some of these veggies ready. Let's give a quick check on how everything's progressing in here. Great. Just want to get this down a little bit further. So sad to see summer go, but you want to get the best out of that grill as much as you can. It always adds great flavor to things, a nice flame flavor. You can add some great hickory chips to it. It really brings out a nice, robust flavor, and it's fun. It's just fun to be outdoors and have that effect, but I want to keep that summer effect even if you're inside, so you can do it multiple ways. So we'll grab our peppers off of the grill. They've softened up great. They really lay really nicely. I'm going to give my tofu a quick turn. As well as my bread. Allow that just an extra minute so that it can char up and grill. Tofu has this amazing quality to kind of be anything you want, and it's such a great substitute if you're looking for something that has that texture of, you know, a meat alternative. It really absorbs a lot of flavor, and it just has a great, bright healthiness with being vegetarian and having that soybean quality to it. So I've been using a lot of soy tofu products, and it really helps when you're breaking away from trying to be a little healthier as a meat alternative. So these should be good. It's really quick and fast when it comes to using tofu. See, it has a great griddle mark on there on both sides. So take these off. And then we have our bread. And it has a nice griddle mark on there as well. Perfect. So we're going to take, I got a great herb goat cheese. This is totally optional, but it was just a nice little addition to our stacker. I'm giving a nice spread. This one is a herbed goat cheese with garlic and herbs. Oops. Give it a nice spread on the bread. Also helps those veggies stick a little bit nicer when we lay them on. Just going to slice this piece in half just because our veggies are a little small. Perfect. Just a little bit goes a long way. Goat cheese also has a very pronounced flavor to it. So a little goes a long way. Great. So now we have our rustic bread with our goat cheese topping, and then we're going to go ahead and stack. So we stack a little pepper, a little mushroom, a little onion, a zucchini, and one of our tofu pieces on top. We'll do that for the rest of them too. You can add a little toothpick in there to keep them together. These just look great as appetizers as well, if you want to pare them down to size for a single serving. And there you have it, a veggie stacker. It looks amazing, and I can't wait to taste it. Let's just slice these down. Get a nice bite. You got a great amount of easy vinegar and olive oil, just a nice fresh burst of the mint, and the tofu just sets it right off. And there you have it, guys. Another healthy dinner demo done in 30 minutes or less, 10 ingredients or less. Thanks for watching. Bye.